lot of education, which means that they can have very high earnings. We're talking about doctors and lawyers and MBAs and things like that. So not only are very large balances actually pretty rare, they tend to go along with very high earnings. So if we're going to do any sort of widespread student loan jubilee, we're going to end up giving a lot of money away to people who probably don't need it. So that's the biggest concern I have with debt cancellation. The other thing I want to point out is that we actually already have a student loan forgiveness program in place, and that's gotten lost in all of these conversations.
I want to pull a quote from your article that says, workers with a college degree are the highest paid in the economy and the last to get laid off during a downturn. Sure, having debt is worse than not having debt, but because of the large financial returns to post-secondary education, folks with debt and a degree are often better off than those who have neither. I do want to point out that while there are many loans that are under $10,000, there are also plenty well over $100,000, and that's just for undergrad alone. That doesn't include grad school, medical school loans. Our future doctors of this country we so heavily rely on right now, especially during a pandemic. So how can you say that the rich would benefit when these students couldn't afford schooling if not for these loans?
Right. So we need to remember that investments in education tend to pay really large dividends. So I say that someone is better off with a degree and with debt because they're tending to come out of undergraduate programs with about $30,000. And all of the research estimates that a bachelor's degree is worth about $1 million over the course of a lifetime. So yes, $30,000 is an ugly number, and no one wants to start out their life with that sort of burden. But if we think about it in an economic sense, it actually makes a lot of sense for these people to borrow.
Okay, I want to take a look at President-elect Biden earlier this month talking about the choices for these students and the kind of decisions they need to make and what he wants to